OCO. Today I want to talk about the progress I've made this week, and I'm very excited because I feel like I've had kind of a breakthrough, and I've improved way more than I expected to this week with the syllabary especially. So I just want to talk about what tricks have been useful for me. So as I discussed last week, I decided to go ahead and use vocab as a means of learning the syllabary, similar to how the CSA Write courses are structured, but I just wanted to sort of go at my own pace and maybe incorporate some words that I learned in the live classes. And so I did that. I made a Quizlet set of words that I think it was only 50 terms long or something, but I managed to get every character in the syllabary incorporated into at least one of the words that I used in the vocab set. So how I arranged it, and I might put a little bubble up in the side or whatever, but I arranged it so that it shows you one side of the flashcard is syllabary, and the other side of the flashcard is the phonetic, and in parentheses the English translation. So what I've been doing is using Quizlet's write function to make it show me the syllabary side, and then I have to type in the phonetic side. And if I wanted to, I could also do the English translation in parentheses, but how Quizlet functions is it will count it even if you leave out stuff in parentheses. So that's been really useful, and I feel like I've made so much progress. I spent some time doing the multiple choice version of that, and I actually found it to be really, really easy after not that long. A completely it feeds you the set in waves, and I made it in one afternoon all the way through the mastery level of the multiple choice version, and I in the writing tool I made it pretty far as well. So yeah, I feel there's a lot of characters that I am way more solid on now, and I'm definitely going to include the link to the flashcard set so that if anyone else thinks that they would benefit from doing things in a similar sort of way, it's easy to access. Yeah, so that's the main thing that I've been doing this week. I also downloaded the PDF versions of the CSA Write courses, and used that as part of this, and I stole a whole bunch of vocab words out of the We Are Learning Cherokee PDF book thing. So that was also super helpful, and that had some phrases that I didn't know before, and I haven't listened to the audio that goes with We Are Learning Cherokee, so I don't know if I'm saying these right, but skiki, which means is that so, which I just really enjoyed that as a word. So that was the highlight of my week. I kind of want to go around saying it in English language conversations, but I don't know if I want to be that person to people who don't speak Cherokee in my life. So I'll have to restrain myself. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week, and it's been really useful. I just realized that this video is only 4 minutes long currently, and I've already covered everything I wanted to talk about. So I guess I'll just sort of freewheelingly extemporate on something that I've been thinking about a lot this week, and that is getting symbolically Cherokee or traditional tattoos. And I know that this has been kind of, I don't want to say a trend, but it's something that I think a lot of people have become interested in the last few years, especially of revitalizing those kinds of traditions. And we've seen, of course, other tribes and Alaska Native groups bring back the tattooing traditions. Yeah, so it's something that I'm really fascinated by, and part of me really wants to just do it, but obviously if you're gonna do it, I feel you want to do it right, And so like I will probably wait until I'm like living in like more Cherokee populated area, with whether that's actually like on the reservation or just like in Tulsa or something, before doing that, because like I don't want to just like, you know, get some like random idea of what like a Cherokee tattoo would be. But I've also seen that some people have like arm cuff tattoos that are made in like pottery or basketry patterns. So that would also be like an option if I wanted to do it sooner than later. But you know, I will probably just like go ahead and wait. But like anyone who watches this, if anyone ever does, I will. I'm open to suggestions if anyone wants to recommend anything to me. But yeah, my like curiosity has definitely been piqued by this lately, and I actually read like on the sort of like it's like visit CherokeeNC.com or whatever, like the like tourism department of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, and they have like an article that they put up I think last fall about tattooing, and like some of the photos they have are like really amazing, and like they have like the hand tattoos with basically like the little like the lines, and they look kind of similar to what I've seen from other tribes. So I'm really curious about like how much documentation there is of what like the traditional like pre-colonial practices were, and if there's any like depictions of people that have those traditional tattoos. Like I would be super fascinated to learn about that. So if you have something, send resources my way. I have tried to do some research on my own, but like it's quite frustrating because obviously if you type Cherokee tattoo into Google, you find like a bunch of skulls wearing like Plains Indian headdresses and stuff like that, or like, you know, like Pocahontas with wolves, you know, it's like very, very annoying. So like I've been having trouble doing research, and mostly I've been looking at really old like photographs and paintings from like the early colonial era, and like just I have some books about like traditional arts and crafts and about archaeology in Cherokee areas, and so like looking at old pottery and basketry has also been like a way that I've kind of looked for the aesthetic style that maybe would be the right way to go. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a learning process, and I know a lot of people are probably wondering similar things. So I mean, I should probably say something on Twitter, but we'll see if I do. Yeah, and it doesn't help that I noticed that recently they added Ink Master to Netflix, and so I've been binge watching that, and it just like makes me want to get a tattoo, even though like I'm not really interested in getting like any tattoo that isn't like representative of like my Cherokee identity, if that makes sense. Like you know, they have some very interesting things on Ink Master, but like I probably would not go for that particularly. So yeah, that's just what I've been thinking about this week. And I will, I guess I should make goals for next week. So now that I've talked about all of that, I guess I will go ahead and make some goals for the rest of the weekend until like, you know, I'll probably do another video on Tuesday night. So I think my goal is going to be to have this syllabary like down cold. And I know that's kind of ambitious, but I have Monday off. And I actually have next Wednesday off too, so hopefully next week can be very productive for me. I'm gonna knock on wood after saying that. Hold on, I gotta drag my wooden lamp. There we go. Yeah, so I'm hoping that I can really spend tomorrow, which is Sunday, and Monday like drilling things down, and then I want to like be able to basically just like draw the syllabary chart from my own mind, and be able to phonetically read out anything, you know, and phonetically be able to read out anything, and And then when I go to the NMAI, which is near where I work, I can, like, anything that has Cherokee writing on it, I'll be able to be like, oh yes, it says, and then like read it phonetically. And then if anyone asks what it means, I guess I'm just gonna have to either like tell them I don't know that much Cherokee, lie about what it means, or like, I guess I could pull like a like, no, this is secret knowledge, I can't tell you, or something like that. Like, what does it mean? You can't know. I should pull that on someone sometime. Yeah, but I'm doing that. And then also one other thing that I wanted to give an update on is I am learning to make ribbon skirts. So that's very exciting for me as well. And I have a sewing machine, and I've done some sewing in my life, but like I've like never been a great completer of projects on anything. Like I'm sure the reason that no one in my family has watched any of these videos is that none of them realized that after I did one that like I actually like did more. But yeah, so I have some skirt patterns and I'm just waiting for fabric to come in, and I'm going to first make like a basic skirt without trying to put the ribbon on it, just to like learn how to make a skirt. And then I am going to maybe put ribbon on that one, maybe like try to do a better skirt before wasting a ribbon on it. So yeah, and I'll send updates about that as we go.